And I can remember as a little girl, I liked to play by myself. I could just play with dolls, and I could pretend, and I could ride my bicycle, and I just had all kind of daydreams. I was upstairs, and I got mad with my sister about something, and I called her an SB, but I didn't say SB, I said the real thing. And she went running down to where my mama was milking the cow and told her that what I had said to her. So when Mama came up, she said, "You wait till your daddy gets home."
And we played basketball and football. And basketball, we won the county championship. Played guard, and we were all pre-teenagers, 8 years old, like that. And we also played football, which I was the quarterback, but in those days you played two ways, so I was the quarterback, and then I played safety on defense. And baseball, I played on the first Little League team they ever had in Charleston. And we went to the finals, and the team that beat us went all the way to Williamsport. They had a kid that threw a curveball, and none of us on our team had ever seen a curveball.
I went with Pat to her house one day, and we went down to the park, and there was some boys down there shooting baskets. And one of them was Tommy Taylor. And Tommy started throwing the basketball at us just to hear us squeal. We were starting to date. He would walk me to home sometime after school and carry my books. And then he'd have to ride a bus back home. He didn't have a car then. And the first date we went on, we went to a small fair.
Get married, and everybody at our age that time was going to Georgia to get married, so we decided we would get married too.
We were 16 and 17. I was almost 17.
We went to Kingsland, Georgia, and went to, I think, the First Baptist Church of Kingsland, and the pastor there married us. And it was kind of an awkward situation because I went to the Mormon church and married a Baptist preacher's daughter. So that didn't go too well with her dad. Liked me later on, though he didn't. Paper mill, and you had to be 18, so I was only 17, so I told them I was 18 and they didn't even check. And when I went to work, I was making $1.48 an hour. And me and your nanny thought we was rich. We had so much money. And then about less than a month, we got a 9-cent raise. They had a new contract. We were all union then. And I remember we had a shutdown, and I worked all night long and made my first $50 in one day, and I thought, this is going to be good.
Babies, even when I was a little girl, if I found a baby, I had to run, grab it, and hold it and play with it. So when I had my babies, I really enjoyed them. And we were so young, but we kind of grew up with them. And so we had our two boys. They were 4 years apart. And then 7 years later, we got our little girl, and we enjoyed every minute with them.
Everywhere we went, and they were growing up. They played Little League baseball. Terry wasn't very sports-minded, but he liked to play the piano and liked to play musical instruments. Keith was more of an athlete. Each one had their own things that they liked. Each one is different. But we stopped the camping before Teresa came along. We didn't camp after that. When she came along, I bought a little TR3 convertible. And she and I spent a lot of time in that TR3 taking little trips to St. Augustine. And we built this house, basically everything but doing the brick and pouring the floor. I've basically done all the electrical wiring, done all the plumbing, put the air conditioning in, the ducts in, and we hired the brick to be done, and then Robert Floyd hung the sheetrock and finished it, and I helped him as he was hanging the sheetrock. And Wendell Worth helped me every day on the house, and then when we got our house finished, we went down and built his house. It's down about 2 miles further down, but got a lot of sweat and tears in his house because we worked every day after work and every Saturday. It took us about a year to build it.
Kids, we had 7 grandchildren, and now we have 6 great-grandchildren. Being considerate of each other's feelings and know that we all make our mistakes. I think being in a Christian home is really what makes things work the best. I think everything just turns out better when you put God in the home.
Well, I'd recommend that you don't drink and you don't smoke. You save a lot of money in your lifetime by doing this. And don't buy a lot of stuff on credit. When you first get married, you have to realize that your parents, you're not going to have everything that your parents have. They've been married for 20 years at least. And you have to start small and don't go overhead in debt. Try to pay for everything as you go. And the best thing to do for you and your wife and your children is go to church and stay close to the Lord.